I can't. We're a wizard today. We're a wizard because magically in the middle of an episode, I just change hats. And I have googly eyes, which is awesome. I like the googly eyes. What's up, people? I'm Zog, back on Stoneblock. It's been a little while since we've been here. And there's a couple things I need to show you. First of all, we need to dispose of a zombie. So I have a couple more guys cooking, and the basic idea is that I have just been breeding chickens quite a bit. Doesn't necessarily look like it's quite a bit, but it's quite a bit. All of these new chickens are all 10-10-10 chickens. Every single one of them. I do not quite have all of them yet, obviously. But I have laid out all of the roosts that we will need once we do finish getting every single chicken. So once all of these are filled, we will have every chicken. I don't want to start laying blocks because things will inevitably change, and I'm not going to like the idea that some things are next to other things and things will have to change, and then I'll have to tear down blocks, and yeah, you get the idea. So we're going to wait till we get them all, and then we're going to lay them all out, and then we'll do designing. Today, there's some other stuff I want to do. We need something in particular. This something in particular is Enderium. Because my buddy found something out that I wanted to go ahead and try. Hopefully this works. Thank goodness. 1 minute and 25 seconds. Gotta wait that long to get another bucket of Enderium. I am making an Enderium arrow shaft. And the reason for this is because we can, in theory, do something pretty cool. And I don't know if it's going to work. We're supposed to be able to... Yes, there we go. You see that? We killed 2 of them at one time. Oh, wait, there's a creeper. I remember seeing the creeper now. I remember him. Did you see that? Did you see it? You have to be able to kill him. But if you can kill him, you see the guy in the back also took damage as well. Also, I created some stuff that I didn't actually show you anything about. And the reason I did this is, well, because I kind of wanted it, and I didn't want to... It wasn't... I don't know. It's probably important enough to do in a video. Number 1, wireless charging, which means our handy dandy little acceleration wand will always be charged. And this guy will always be charged so long as the settings are proper in here. Basically, it's just a network of RF power. It's a power network. So you have the input. There are output plugs. These guys right here. You attach to whatever the crap you want to for anywhere in the world. It's all, you know, wireless and everything, which is fantastic, and I love it. And then you have your storage, and you have your controller. So you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. But that's, yeah, it's pretty neat. Once we get more power generation, we can upgrade this guy, because it can go pretty big. And then we'll, of course, get, there's other storage methods. Draconic Evolution has, you know, in the pack, there's a few of them. 5s. I like 5s. All 5s? All 5s. 554, 544, 5... Okay, so 554 and 544. 554 and 544. So much fun to say sometimes. Today, we are going to be working on this area down here. I just want to basically redesign the whole area. I have an idea, okay? The basic idea that I mentioned before is that everything above here is all the naturistic type stuff. I always say the word naturistic, and I have no idea if it's an actual word, but I feel that it's very descriptive. So even if it isn't a word, I'm going to keep using it as if it was one, or is one. Naturistic. I feel like it is. But anyway, yeah, all the nature stuff is going to go above. And underneath, we're going to have our super kind of industrial side. So we have also these anti-blocks, which are really kind of cool. I mainly like the solid color and the border. These also have a connected texture as well. So we can hide the border if we want to, but it's just a straight up solid color, which I think is pretty cool. Then we have some other decorative ones. Of course, we want some lighter blocks as well to play with. And let's go ahead and get some of these guys. And X-Tones is really, really, really good for building blocks. It's a really good mod. Moving on, you kind of get the gist, all right? You kind of get the idea. We have a few different textures. We got some with borders. We have some without borders. We've got some with interesting little gradient design-ish. We have some lighter blocks in here, including including some much lighter blocks, which we're probably going to use sparingly, but I figured it would be good to throw them in there just for extra decoration, should we need them. Our starting point is going to be right here. We're going to go straight down the however many blocks this is. We'll throw a few torches down there just to help prevent some of the spawns from going. But I want to start in the middle, and I want to dig a big hole. I want this hole that goes all the way down to be a lot bigger. And I don't know how big we're going to go for at the moment. I don't really know. I'm just going to kind of play with the size. But after we get that, we're going to replace this glass with this stuff. Well, it's beginning to look a lot like something. I don't know. This design is pretty cool. It's not too bad. I do know that I want to do slabs, actually. I want to do slabs for this because I don't want to see the dirt. So the whole ceiling is going to be slabs. I don't know exactly what kind of slabs. I don't know exactly what I have access to. The blocks here, I think we can actually X-tones. I think there are slabs in this. I could be wrong. I thought there were, but I guess not. If we go down below, you see I did dig out a lot. Okay, we have a bunch down here. So much more room down here, which is really, really good. It's the exact same shape as up above. So if we did 4, a height of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we built a floor right around here, then I think it would be okay. It would give enough room, you know, we wouldn't feel smushed, we can jump just fine, and we would be okay as far as that's concerned. And I think that would give enough room for everything. I feel like 3 is still okay. But I feel like for the space, this kind of height still feels like you're getting smushed a little bit because this area is so much wider, so large in you know, the X and Z coordinate, that we need a little bit more room in the Y coordinate for it to feel normal, for it to feel okay. So I think that's what we're going to end up going with is number 4. It's because all of this stuff up here is going to disappear. This top floor is going to be something, but I don't know what. And as far as what we're putting here, I have not a clue. It might just be our refined storage stuff, and maybe we'll kind of tuck some things into corners and such. Jessica! I've missed you! I think I have a lot of Jessicas. We need to get Jessica. That's another thing we need to work on. Hey, maybe you'll be Jessica. You got some cool little glasses on. Does Jessica wear glasses? And a beard. You can't be Jessica. You're a guy. You got a little goatee going on there, man. I kind of want that. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anyway, I didn't do a hat. I didn't do a hat. I need to do a hat. I can't. We're a wizard today. We're a wizard because magically in the middle of an episode, I just changed hats. And I have googly eyes, which is awesome. I like the googly eyes. I might copy and paste this in the beginning of the video. That way I did not forget the hat. The wondrous world of editing. Oh, alright then. Take a look. Take a look. Also, I made a change. Alright, well, there's a lot of changes that I made, but this one in particular is one that I didn't even tell you about. I didn't show you, at least, and didn't even hint at it. But I placed down a mega torch. Now, this guy is strategically placed to prevent all spawns all the way down to here, to this bottom block. So nothing, this block or up, will have any spawns on it. So this bottom layer, we're not going to touch this bottom layer. It may or may not be deconstructed. And the reason I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be able to use this layer, and the rest of this can be used for what I want it to be used for. In that we're going to have a gigantic woot setup. Now, woot, if you were unaware, is basically a way to get mob drops without having the mobs even be spawned. So it's going to save on lag and stuff. Not that we have too much of a problem with that. But these setups are always messy, they're always disorganized, and they never look all that great. So I wanted to create one that looked a little bit better. I don't know when we're going to get to that, if we're going to get to it, and if we're going to tear down that setup to today. I don't actually know when any of that's going to happen. Today, there's a couple things I do want to get to other than the design itself. I need to get, or want to get, some of the stuff from up top moved down here. Mainly, the Tinker Smeltery needs to be moved. Kind of want to do all of the other Tinker stuff as well. I want to put all of the Tinker stuff on the same level. For example, if we go down here and do the Tinker's setup here, inside this wall we can have one Tinker setup, inside this wall we can have one Tinker setup, and over here we can have the third, which I don't ever use the third. Shoot, I barely use the second, but it's a thing. It's an option, so we want to use them. The other is something that's a lot more interesting. If we take a look at this guy, look, we now have 5 Nether Stars in this guy. We have 5. I'm very happy with that number. That's a really good number. So, we have 5 Nether Stars. I didn't think that was a thing we were actually going to get. So what I want to do is actually get a bunch of loot bag openers. And I want to do a lot of stuff with loot bags. So I don't think I'm going to repurpose entire area for it. I think what we're going to do is, since we only have 3 different Tinkers things, I think we're going to have the Tinkers, and Tinkers, and then a loot bag setup kind of a thing. Because I want it to have enough room. There's a lot that I want to do with loot bags, and I'm going to need some room for loot. It sounds weird. I know it sounds weird, and you guys are like, what the crap are you talking about? But trust me, if I can get working what I want to get working, I don't know if it's possible, but if I can do it, it's going to be really cool. And oh man, I really hope I can get it working. All right, let me just tell you this, okay? I have a notes. I have a notes. I have a set of notes. I keep a notepad, basically, for ideas and things that I want to do in each of my series. And for this one, for this bullet point with the loot bags, I actually say, if you're feeling like a genius, do blah-diddy-blah-diddy-blah. And of course, I go into detail. But I don't think I'm a genius, but I still want to try. And I'm going to explain to you what it is at a later point when we get to it. But for now, we're going to set up a more simple version of this. Well, okay, that's pretty simple. It's actually a more complicated version of this, but more simple version of the future plan that I'm thinking of. Before we actually get into any of that, though, there's something else I wanted to mention, but I didn't. Number 1, this looks really friggin' cool, even with this glass. Number 2, I'm not a big fan of the streaks, and I wanted to try something out. OMG, is that a lot better. I like that so much better. I think that's a fantastic looking block right there. I think that is so good. Question is, would a different one look better? Okay, so let's see. I know yellow, green. Like, this is a bluish color, right? This is more bluish. So what would you look like? I'm really thinking this is not going to be very good. Like, it just doesn't work. Well, we're getting there. Whew, man, so much work. But I think it looks really cool. In here, I know it's kind of darkish. I'm looking for a way to actually do some night vision stuff so we don't have to worry about torches so much. I mean, obviously, we want to worry about them just for some mob spawning situations. As you can see in here, these Tinker things are not designed very well, I think. And the reason I say that, the furnace itself is fine because you can put lights in the ceiling and it shines down in and we won't have any problems with mob spawning. But over here, it requires the ceiling. I can't replace any of those blocks in the ceiling with lights because then it won't be a valid structure. So it has to be a dark room. So we have our 3 setups here. This guy over here looks a little bit different for obvious reasons. We need somewhere to put this stuff, and I would put it on the front. But number 1, that ruins the front look of this. Number 2, we don't really have room to do automation because it would come down here, and this would be a problem. As it stands right now, where it is, we can put it in the wall, and we'll have plenty of room. Ouch. And these guys still spawn. I don't know how they spawn. Drives me nuts. But we still have room over here in the wall, and we can go ahead and do some automation that way. But yeah, mobs are still spawning. I have the torch. It stops almost all mobs. Almost all of them, but there's some kind of a spawning mechanic that is still active that the Mega Torch does not prevent. And it drives me crazy. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter about light levels. It doesn't matter about if they're spawning on glass. It doesn't matter about proximity to the player. None of the usual rules matter. Anyway, so there are other things that I would like to be able to do. Okay, number one, when I melt things down in here, I would like them automatically sent into here. But at the same time, I would like to be able to basically, when I go in here, I could select some kind of a material, click a button, and that material and all of that material is sent back into here first. Well, maybe not all of it. Maybe I just kind of control it with a lever or something. But have that pumped back into our smeltery so I can alloy it if I need to. And then after I alloy it, I can automatically send it back. That kind of a deal. These two need to talk a lot. I'm not worried about distance because eventually we'll have all the resources that we ever need and we don't have to worry about that. We can still get things going. I love the conduits for that purpose. Distance doesn't really matter, so we're going to be just fine. And this guy is just kind of all separate. We can smelt whatever we want to smelt. And obviously right now I don't have any lava, so we're going to have troubles with that. But I put lavas in there. Lavas? Pluralize lava? Why not? Put some lavas in here and lavas in there, and then we're good to go. You get the idea. We're not going to hook any of these guys up right now. We're going to leave them as they are because if I need to, I can smelt things. And I can do this. And once I put lava in here, I can use this as a furnace. So we're going to be just fine. What I want to do is the other thing that I said I wanted to do today. And I want to get into the wall here. And we want to see about getting some kind of a setup that will allow us to do the loot bag things that I want to do. I've been in the area for a while, and like I said, regardless of player proximity and regardless of light level, they still spawn. Something is going on. And here is the loot bag setup. This is only the first part, okay? There's still something else I'm toying with, and there's no guarantee I can make it work how I want to. The basic idea behind this setup, though, is all about the patient bags. If you open enough more specifically, if you open a single patient bag enough times, it will eventually open up and reveal a nether star. Or I think it can actually reveal a nothing and just disappear completely, but I'm not sure if that's a possibility. This one is set to insert and extract. All of them are set to insert and extract. So I'm using the loot bag opener system against itself. The only thing you can put into a loot bag opener is another loot bag. I also set a priority on this, which means every single output from here is going to go into the chest first and then be sent back out. And I want it that way rather than them snaking between each other, because this guy will then control 100% exactly who gets what, which means round robin mode is going to stay in effect. It's going to control all of it and they will always stay even. As well as the idea that once an output comes back with a nether star, it can't go back out. It cannot be sent back out into a loot bag because it's a nether star and not a loot bag. These guys cannot put nether stars in the top slot, which is perfect. So the nether stars are always going to be sitting here. So as soon as we get one, I'm going to put them down here in this corner, and then we're just going to let them go. And they should just pile up right in there. We won't have to worry about it. Anytime we need nether stars, we can come right to this chest, pluck them right on out, and then leave and be on our merry way. We got the main things for this episode done, but there's one more thing. There's something my buddy told me about. Something he saw in another YouTube video from System Collapse, I believe, is the video he was watching was from him. So now it's time to go ahead and smelt these things. This should, in theory, give me what I need to make the thing that I want to make, which is a laser gun. We're going to check this guy out and see exactly how good it is. From what I saw, it actually goes through walls. These are the best materials that I could find for this particular thing. Now, first of all, we have the pipe piece. The pipe piece, what I'm making is actually glass. I can't. Okay, let's try seriously. Glass. So difficult. Glass. I have to say it slowly. But we get brown magic. I don't know what that is. Sassy. I don't know what that is. And we get Global Traveler, which I really, really want because it's a distance weapon, and I've mentioned this before on a bow. If you get Global Traveler, it automatically teleports anything that pops out of that creature into a chest of your choosing. except for very specific items, and I just wanted it anyway. And then we have the battery, which is cold-blooded, which just does bonus damage if the enemy is at full health, and every enemy, well, almost every enemy is at full health when you first start shooting at them, so that's always good. It's like 50% bonus damage, so it's ridiculous, actually. Lightweight also increases damage, so we're really good there as well. And then we have the end rod, which is weird. End rods were a little bit complicated to get, okay? You can craft them, but you craft them differently. Lavender quartz, pink tulip is what I used because I had an orange tulip from all the grass breaking I did earlier. So I made an alchemy catalyst, and I threw that orange to get a white, and then I threw the white to get a pink, and then I crafted some lavender quartz, got a regular quartz, got this guy. I had a bunch of this stuff already. Put all that together a couple of times to give myself 4 end rods, and we're good to go there. Yeah, so hopefully we have our Osguglu glass, and this does indeed take 4, so it says at least. Go. Oh, this does speed. I'm sorry, not damage. It does speed. I was wrong about that. Let's see. Oh, we have a portal thing, which is kind of cool. I don't know if we'll ever actually use it, but it's interesting to know that it's there. Crit on players and bosses, which could come in handy. For example, the Ender Dragon is a boss, and the Wither boss is a, well, boss. So that's a thing. Global Traveler, I already told you about. End speed, which is really cool. I don't know if that's going to work for a laser. It's weird, but hey, I mean, they made it. They built it into it, so I assume it works. And of course, this. Deal increased damage to targets at full health. So it's really, really cool. Hopefully this works out for us really well. I hope it does. We already have tool mode attack. Is there a different mode? Woo! Ah, I pushed a button. Hold on. Hopefully I didn't mess up the recording. Okay. Does it go through? It does go through like things, but I feel like it should kill a lot better than that. But it's still really cool though. Like, that's still... I like it. I kind of like that a lot. So let's go into Nether and actually see how far we can shoot. We're going to test the distance. Wow. So many things. So many things here. Holy bejeebers. Oh my gosh. That's probably one of the best things, is that you can actually hit Enderman with them. And you see, I'm right-clicking right now. You can't shoot unless you're aimed and within range of a mob, that's a pretty decent distance. That's not too bad. That's not bad. It could be a lot worse, I feel. I mean, it could be a lot better as well. No. Headphones. Got some headphones. This actually worked out pretty well. I mean, you have no idea what I'm doing right now, but I wanted to tell you that it's working out very, very well. Now, the idea behind what I'm doing is, 1, I crafted more bonsai plots. 2, I'm putting chorus fruit in them in order to get more chorus fruit, because that way we can actually cook it into these guys, which will help us get stuff from the squeezer, which will get me these guys right here, crystallized chorus chunks, which will let me get, if we go further, some of the logic directors, which will let me get a little bit into the integrated dynamics stuff. Alright, so the idea behind what I want to do is, it's kind of a simple concept. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to give it a shot just to see. I think this makes it easier to place this thing. So if we do that, and then we put one here. Oh, I need one more thing. Then we can break this guy. Now, the other part that I want to do is actually go ahead and put you there and you there. I think I have the other... what am I running all the way back for? I keep doing that. And that is going to do a thing that I'm going to show you here in a second. And this is a very complicated mod. It is an awesome mod. It is very, very cool, but it is very complicated as well. And I don't really have time to go through everything right now. But right now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to put in a blank pattern, and we're going to tell it to pick up everything, because there's only one fluid we're going to put here. And you see it says true. That's very important. That it, there's no errors or anything. But what we want to do is actually go ahead, bloop, just like so. And this should, if I do so properly, Yes, there we go. Extra utilities can actually interact with these eggs and actually do what it should do. And that is place a bucket of lava so that this guy right here can suck it up into here. Now what this allows us to do is, one, eventually we're going to pipe this stuff all the way into all of them automatically. Both these and these, and we're going to pipe all of them into all of them. It's just going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a nice little feature. It'll be difficult because we're going to have to pipe it directly into the side or from underneath. But if we do underneath, then we can't get to the middle ones. If we do above, we can't get to the middle ones. You get the idea. So it's going to have to be beside it on both sides. So we're going to have to do some creative decorating in order to hide them, but it'll be fine. But until then, we can just do it ourselves, just like this. We've done what we wanted to do, and look, take a look. We already have a one nether star. Two! We just saw it come in! Holy crap, we just got another one. That's really cool. This is all the stuff that we've been getting from loot bags, and I kind of saved it all because I wanted to show you and be like, hey guys, look what we got. I'm going to go through here and get rid of all this stuff because by now you understand, you know what's going on with things. But if you liked the video, please do hit that like button and subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Do what you do, and I will see you next time. Peace out, peeps.